Namaste and welcome. It is Rishi here from meditatewithrishi.com, and today we are going to be speaking about the signs of progress in meditation, the signs that you are progressing on the spiritual path. Okay, so let's get to it. Now, keep in mind that the signs that we're going to be talking about are not the kind of visions that you're having in meditation. That's actually not a way that you should be measuring yourself, okay? So the signs we're going to be speaking about are the actual changes in your personality, in your character, right? The more you progress on this path, there will be reflections in your character that other people can see, that you can notice as well. So I want to share with you what some of these are, okay? So the first one is that you will become a more peaceful person. Now, this sounds quite obvious, right? But the reason is that, the ultimate aim of meditation is to help us realize oneness, that we are all one. We are the same divinity manifesting in different forms, okay? So the more you practice, right, the more you progress on this path, that knowledge will, whether you know it or not, it will start to become ingrained in you. And naturally, as you see others, there will be more love and compassion for people around you, animals around you, essentially. And you become somebody that's basically more peaceful, right? So you try to avoid arguments as much as possible. You don't want to hurt people with your thoughts or your words. So if you notice that you are becoming more peaceful in nature, then for sure you are making progress on the path, okay? The second sign of progress in meditation is that you'll notice that your bad habits begin to drop away, to melt away. Now, many of you know my story if you watch my videos, right? I went through a severe addiction to drugs and alcohol for many years, and meditation ultimately was my saving grace, right? It's what helped me come out of that completely. It wasn't quick, it wasn't easy, right? But it was permanent, and that is now a thing of the past completely, right? So I think there is this, when you meditate, you form a deeper connection with yourself. There is this aspect of, more self-love that comes in. And naturally, you don't want to do things that are harming your physical health or even harming your mental peace, essentially. So slowly and gradually, your bad habits will naturally start to drop away. You won't need to try to, resist something. You naturally will not feel like doing it. So this is a great benefit. And if that's happening for you, then a clear sign again of, progress on the path, okay? Now, a third one is that you'll notice that you have a lot more clarity in your life. Clarity in all areas of your life, okay? So one big area is relationships. So let's say that you're, not in a relationship, right? You're looking for a spouse. You will have a lot of clarity about the kind of person that you want, because when you know yourself, you know what, would be a good match for you, essentially. You also become very clear on, which relationships currently in your life may be toxic. And you want to, you'll have the confidence to basically say, okay, I don't want that in my life. This is what I want in my life. Gives you a lot of clarity, right? Another area is your career or your purpose, essentially. This is huge. This is a topic for a video on its own. Your purpose in life, your life's purpose, your true inner calling will become clearer to you. The more you are able to silence the mental noise, the mental clutter, right? The more you will be able to essentially, listen to your inner voice and see what is it that you want to do, essentially, right? And with this, clarity will also, I don't know how, okay, but will also come the confidence to carry it out. So this was a big thing for me. I worked in corporate sales for 8 years. I actually, built a, a career in that, right? It's a good part of a decade. But as I, did more and more meditation, it became clear to me that ultimately this is not what I want to do. I want to do something within personal development, within self-improvement. That's what I was really passionate about. And ultimately I realized that, meditation and spirituality is where my heart lies, right? So the clarity came that, okay, this is what I want to do. But more than that, the confidence came because to quit my job, and go to India to actually train I would be taking a huge financial hit, right? So I was willing to do that. I was willing to just sacrifice my lifestyle because, this is what I wanted to do. And the confidence to just quit my job, go to India, not knowing what will happen, it came. And that confidence is really important. And one of the things I see, in the world a lot is that a lot of people, maybe not everyone, but a lot of people that are working, 9-to-5 jobs, they're not truly happy, and they have some passions that they would like to pursue, but in their mind, the kind of, bridge between where they are and where they would like to be, like pursuing their passion, it's too big in their mind. They can't see a path, and they don't have the confidence to actually make that leap, right? Because when you're in a secure job, it gives you security. Right? That's the point. So with meditation, the more you connect to your true self, this inner strength of yours starts to shine forth, and you become somebody that doesn't really care what other people, have to say. You are, self-driven, self-motivating, and you have this peace knowing that the universe will have your back, if your intentions are pure. So when I quit my job, I hadn't even saved up the kind of money you would need. I simply told the universe that, look, if my intentions are pure, you will provide for me. And that's exactly what happened, right? It's surprising, but it does happen. So ultimately, look, if you feel like you have a lot more clarity, a lot more confidence, then you're definitely progressing on the path. And if you don't feel like you have that yet, then don't worry. It is coming. It will come. Just continue to practice, to get closer to your real self. Okay? All right. The fourth sign of progress is the way that you're spending your time. You'll notice that you want to spend your time doing more meaningful things, right? So maybe things that you used to do before, or that a lot of society, thinks is a good use of their time, like taking a 3-day, holiday to just go drinking, right? Maybe that may not be your cup of tea anymore, right? Maybe you want to spend your time doing more useful things, meaningful things, right? That are more tied to your purpose. So, with the clarity of actually knowing what your purpose is, you'll want to spend more time on it, and you will become more militant with your time and become very particular about where it's being spent, right? That doesn't mean that you stop hanging out with people. That just means that even in relationships you have, you want, your friends and your circle to be people that are having meaningful conversations with you, not just, drinking and gossiping about about other people, right? So if you find yourself, wanting essentially more meaning in your life, in your relationships, then definitely that is a sign of progress, because it's a good quality that's coming out of you, right? Okay. Now, the last one that I'm going to mention in this video, obviously there's many more, is that you will simply be a lot more content. You will be very content, right? And this is a key to happiness. In fact, happiness cannot be there if you are not content, right? Because happiness is not really like living in the past or the future. It's living in the present and accepting things the way they are. So this doesn't mean, by the way, that you stop being ambitious. Of course not, right? You are somebody that has a lot of clarity and confidence. You will have ambition, you will have direction, you will have big goals. But at the same time, the way that you move toward them will be with a sense of contentment. You're very content in doing what you're doing today, not really worrying about the results, but doing something because you enjoy it, and taking life slow and steady, day by day, knowing, that the progress is being made ultimately. But what I have now, what I'm doing now is enough, basically, right? So this is a big change, in myself. I went, obviously it didn't happen overnight, but I went from somebody who was a serious procrastinator because I didn't like what I was doing, to somebody that, I'm happy to spend most of my time, either studying or working, but not feel like I'm aggressively going towards something and it's disturbing my peace. No, contentment, right? You're happy doing what you're doing. You're happy doing what you're doing. So that is it, okay? If you are noticing any or many of these signs, then you are definitely making progress. But you'll notice that, these signs are also benefits of meditation, right? So if you're not noticing them right now, don't worry, because they're coming, and your life is going to become more purposeful, right? You'll have a lot more clarity, a lot more confidence, a lot more purpose, a lot more contentment. Okay, so that is it for today. I really hope this helps and you enjoyed it. So thank you for listening. Namaste.